it's Jonathan McHugh. We're back here at the 4th Annual Music Supervisor Guild Awards at the beautiful Mack Senate Stages, built somewhere at the turn of the century when there was no reality TV. But Carrie Hughes is here with us, and she is nominated for a little show called Buckwald. She does a lot of work for the company Magical Elves, which I worked with on the Justin Bieber film that I produced, and Dan and Jane, some of the greatest people in the business. How did you hook up with Magical Elves?
I have known the Magical Elves for probably about 10 years. I know Doug Cohn at Nickelodeon very well, and they had a show on Nickelodeon, and they wanted a music supervisor who was well-versed in stage shows, and I had been doing America's Best Dance Crew and some other stage shows. So Doug recommended that they connect with me, and we just kind of hit it off. So I've been working with them freelance ever since then, and then about 2 years ago, we did an overall deal, so I handle all of their projects now. Yeah.
And tell us about Buckwald. What was your work on that show like?
Buckwald was a pretty intense show. We used like over 400 masters on that show across 12 episodes, so it was very music intensive. It was one of my favorite shows because the music that we got to use was so different than what I get to use on most of my other shows. A lot of reality shows, they want kind of the standard, poppy, mass appealing type of music, and we really went for very southern rock, southern hip hop, a term we coined hick pop. I got to license a lot of stuff from guys who somehow managed to make records but didn't even have internet or phone lines, so it was really difficult to get in touch with them, but they had this amazing music that really represented the region that these kids were living in.
And tell people the premise of the show.
It's basically just a bunch of young kids living in the South, just doing wild and crazy things. You could kind of equate it to a Jackass, except they're not out there doing stunts. They're just mudding and jumping off bridges just for fun, not like to make a stunt.
Wow. And tell us one of your favorite things that you like about music supervision and why you do it.
Well, obviously the favorite thing would have to be music. I mean, we get to spend a huge chunk of our days listening to music, so you can't really get any better than that.
Yeah, it's kind of a great, if you can make a living doing it, it's the greatest. And what shows you got coming up?
Right now I'm working on another MTV show called House of Food. It'll start airing in late March. It's like Top Chef meets The Real World. I have another show on Bravo called Online Daters. It follows men and women online dating in today's society.
Is there anything, is speed dating covered?
No speed dating. It's all just about online dating, yeah. There might be another season of Buckwald. They're talking about a Buckwald, Alaska, so that may happen.
Did you work on the Showtime series at all about death they did?
I did. I'm also nominated for that one. It's called Time of Death. It was a 6-part miniseries on Showtime, documentary about what it's like both from the perspective of the person who is dealing with a terminal illness and what their family has to go through. It's actually one of my favorite projects I've ever worked on because it's so powerful.
Yeah, my friend Sandy Shapiro was the producer, so I've known about that for a long time. I'm glad to see that's come to the screen. What type of music did you use in that one in a show about death?
That was difficult because we had to really walk the line of the content was so powerful and so emotional on its own that we couldn't be too heavy-handed with the music. So, it was definitely a lot of lighter, acoustic, just kind of gentle emotion that didn't push it over the line, because just seeing what they're going through really gave you the emotion. We had a wonderful composer, Jacob Yaffe, on that project who did a great job, and then we just kind of used some piano and acoustic-based singer-songwriter stuff to accent that, and then we also used a lot of public domain songs during the funeral scenes, because they wanted to have performances. There were choirs at some of the funerals, and they needed to be able to perform songs.
Yeah, that's one that I got to be TiVoed up. Anyway, Carrie Hughes, killing it in the land of reality TV. Thanks so much for coming in, and good luck.
Thank you so much.
For more Q-Score, please check us out at emPOWERme.tv to find out what goes on behind the curtain and how the film and TV music gets made. It happens right here. Tune in.